Thank you for holding this program. My report is about the Nematullahi dervishes. I should give you a short explanation about them. To be dervish is to know yourself and your mentality, and it is to meditate, to be able to control yourself and to respect all religions and all people and all beliefs and walks of life. Sa'di was a dervish. And his poem is being everywhere told, which says the people are the parts of one body. The Iranian regime, which has been seeking to eradicate the Sufis of the Nematullah Konabadi order for a number of years, has since February 2018 has once again reinstated its previously defeated plan of extermination. Mr. Ali Younesi, the Minister of Information, the former Minister of Intelligence and the advisor to the Iranian President in matters of ethnic and religious affairs, has also referred to this plan. Mr. Younesi, in this statement, clearly states that people affiliated with enemy groups within the Iranian regime are trying to force violence on various religious and spiritual movements in Iran in order to dismantle them. In similar way to the time of Mahmoud Ahmadinejad's presidency, which, that is to say, through violent clashes and suppression of various religious and belief groups. Following the clashes and crises that began in the mid-February of 2018 against the Konabadi Sufis in 7th Golestan area of Pastaran Avenue in Tehran, it is now clear that the regime is orchestrating a very serious and dangerous phase of its plan, which is to identify and locate Konabadi Sufis across the country, to exterminate them. As a part of this plan, a large number of Tehran residents within this area are covered by Iranian Revolutionary Guards, and this were arrested by police members, who are almost 30,000 people, and were severely tortured. Some of them have died, but their families have been forbidden from having contact with the media and spreading news about them. The police and judiciary forces which arrested the Sufis on 19th of February have not only have tortured them at Evin Fashafuye Qarchak prison, but also on the streets and neighborhoods of Tehran, right in front of the people's eyes, to terrorize the whole people. The torturing, there are footages released of torturing these dervishes which show this reality. The police, more than 400 of the Konabadi Sufis were arrested on 19th February, brutally, as the spokeswoman of the Department of State said on March 6th. Some of these Sufis were seriously injured. According to the reports, Mr. Mohammad Raji has been killed under torture in the prison, and his body was buried in secret at 2:30 a.m. on March 6th in Ali Gudar. Another noteworthy fact is that all the Friday prayer imams have been mobilized to put pressure on the judiciary to put these Sufis on trial and execute them. As the drivers of some cars and the killers of the police and people, which has not been proven, and it is against the Sufi tradition, which is against the terrorizing methods of the police, which we have seen in 2009. The other point to note is the use of ISIS label against Sufis. By labeling Sufis as Daesh and ISIS, it gives the security forces or plainclothes forces the excuse to carry out open extermination tactics against these innocent people. The purpose of these operations is to create false cases against innocent people and the Sufism. Police and security forces have also put a pressure to stop all weekly religious gatherings by Gonabadi Sufis throughout Iran. Moreover, the head of the Ne'matullah Gonabadi order is under unofficial house arrest at his home in Tehran. Not only he is deprived of visiting his hometown, he is also prevented from taking any trips outside of his home and having any telephone calls with the outside world. And the propaganda devices are trying to spread differences between different Sufis. Dr. Noor Ali Tabande, the 90-year-old head of the Gonabadi Sufis, announced in a 2-minute long video message from his home that he was effectively under house arrest. The attempts of the Iranian regime to eradicate Sufis or any voice that stands in support of them extends even outside its borders, as illustrated by a video clip issued by Quds Force of the IRGC, which is the main terrorist organization of the Iranian regime, responsible for assassinations outside the borders. In a clip of March 5th, issued by Quds Force, the Gonabadi Sufi order has been called uncivil and immoral, and which is connected to Dr. Sayyid Mustafa Azmayesh outside the country. This tries to connect Dr. Azmayesh to the enemies of the Iranian regime and has threatened him to death. But Dr. Azmayesh is in fact a human rights advocate and a founder of international organization to preserve human rights, and has always talked in favor of human rights of Iranian citizens. Here I mention some statements by the Iranian authorities to pave the way to exterminate Sufis. Major Rahimi, head of Tehran police, on 21st February told in the Iranian official TV that we could have used RPGs against the Sufis. Major Bagheri, the chief of staff of the armed forces of Iran, also said we will react very violently against Sufis. Nouri Hamedani and Makarem Shirazi called on exterminating Sufism from the whole country. Ahmad Alamul Huda, another powerful cleric, told on February 23rd in Mashhad that Sufism is an English sect that must be dismantled from Iran. One of the Friday prayers Imam of Tehran, named Kazem Siddiqui, who delivered a statement to Basiji and repressive forces in Iran on 25th of February, called for public amputation and execution of the Sufis. The security circles and IRGC labeled the Sufis with the ISIS tag who deserve to be killed to pave the way to their massacre. Most of the Friday prayers imams on 23rd February all across Iran talked against the Sufis very harshly and called for their execution. All these statements and allegations are part of a state-sponsored conspiracy to create false legal cases against the followers of Sufism, and are in fact part of much larger, devious, complex plan of the regime in Iran. Hossein Ashtari, the chief of the police, in an interview with Tasnim news agency, told that there are the footprints of some foreign factors in events of 7th Golestan Street, by claiming that a series of internal and external factors have supported the Sufis, that they would get involved in a conflict with the police and disturb the order of the country. So it is clear that they are trying to exterminate the Sufis and their peaceful voices.